Hi guys. When I tell guys that I've got a first gen Glock, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, "Oh, it's probably a Gen 2," or "Oh, I've never seen one of those before. I don't think you have one." Well, they're not that rare, but people do kind of act like there's something really special about them. And the thing that is kind of special about them is, way back in the very beginning, when Glock first came to this country, they just issued these to police. They weren't really available to civilians until years later. And of course, there's that bit in the that Bruce Willis said in the movie about how they were made out of ceramic and they couldn't be detected by metal detectors and they cost more than a cop makes in a year. Well, that's all not true, of course, but it did add kind of an air of mystique to the gun that probably survives to this day. So the truth of the matter is, this is indeed a Glock Generation 1. It was issued to a police officer in California. Um, It's pretty old. It was carried for 26 years by that officer, and it's got some wear on it. You can probably see there's a little bit of holster wear. It's been used, that's for sure. But I put this Hogue grip on here because I can see why Glock eventually turned around and put finger grooves on here. It is a little bit slippery. And part of this is probably because it was used so much for so many years. I'll bet this is smoother than it used to be just from handling. But this pebbling in the grip goes all the way around the front side. There's no checkering anywhere, no finger notches underneath here. And this Hogue grip allows me to hang on to this thing. And it's so tough to get off. I don't want to do that right now. It took me an hour to get this on in the first place. But this is a genuine Glock Gen 1. Notice it just has the one pin. The only modifications to this gun are the Hogue grip, the extended slide release, and it's got a lighter trigger. It has the original plastic sights, and this was the constant companion of a police officer in California for 26 years. So I think that's kind of cool. I just thought you might like to see this. The mag bases were thinner back then. They extend out a little bit more now for some reason, but back then they made them a bit thinner. And I think that the insides are pretty much the same exact. Whoops. Forgot one step. Supposed to dry fire it before you open it up. The insides do have some black coloring to them. I don't know why they did that originally, but they seem darker than they're doing now. I don't know if this is the original spring rod. I'm sure it's got tens of thousands of rounds through it. When you look, I can't show you here, but when you look on the breech face, it's kind of galled. It's actually got little tiny gall marks in the metal. Maybe you can see that. I don't know. Can you see that? But that is scarring from years and years and years of use, and maybe even shooting steel case ammo. So it's got, it's got a story or two to tell. And I really like it. I take it out on special occasions just for the fun of it. But, I even carry it once in a while just for fun. But it's a nice gun. I really like it a lot. It's kind of, when I first saw it, I thought, boy, that's really ugly without the finger grooves in there. And then I realized I did a little research and I found out what it was. And so I got it. I got it real cheap. Came with a bunch of extra magazines in the original box. And now I've already got people wanting to offer me $800 for it. But I think I'll hang on to it for a while. I kind of like it. Anyway, thought you might like to see it. Thanks a lot. This is Max Headspace 9mm. Have a good one.